Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation Podcast Festival Edition. Today we are with Randall Bennett. He is with the Festivelo. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Good. So I'm interested to hear about this bike event. Tell us about it.
Well, I'll try to cut to the chase. This bike event's been going on for 25 years. Last year was our 25th anniversary. It's called Festivelo down outside of Charleston, South Carolina, in Walterboro. 25, 26 years ago it started. It built up to 2,000 riders. It was a one-day event. The founder, Charles Fox, and his family decided to make it a multi-day event and make it a festival of friends coming together. And so once a year we come together and we have a big family reunion in Walterboro, South Carolina. Normally have about 300 to 400 participants. If you count the volunteers and significant others, about 500 or 600 people we bring into town. And
Hmm.
it's actually kind of a big family reunion gathering party with a bike ride thrown in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I always start with these three questions. What does it look like? What does it smell like? Meaning food. What does it sound like? Meaning it, entertainment, other events, activities going on for the family.
Well, gosh, we call it the most unique bicycling festival in the United States of America. And the reason for that is because we start check-in on Wednesday night and at 5 o'clock. And then we have, oh my goodness, we have live music. We have um, uh, chocolate tasting. We have wine tasting. We have oyster roast. We have seafood gumbos. We have guys come out and roast or barbecue pigs just and then people come out and ride. They come back. Sometimes they run over to Charleston for the rest of the day, or they'll run over to Hilton Head, or sometimes as far as Savannah. In South Carolina, it's called Beaufort. I'm up in North Carolina, it's Beaufort. So it's really is. It's kind of like so many things going on with tons of food. We provide 3 meals a day. We provide a hot lunch out on the bicycling route. And but then probably about half of our riders take advantage of that. A lot of them go into the local towns and eat. And so it's again, it's wide open. our,
Yeah.
uh, our average age is up in the 50s, just because people have to have the time. They can take a week off. They can travel down outside Charleston to Walterboro. And then again, they're going to be investing in staying in hotel rooms for a few nights, 3 or 4 nights. And so it's a lot of fun. I wish you could come.
No, that's fantastic. Where'd the concept of this come from?
The concept came years ago. Charles Fox and his family on a Thanksgiving, they had eaten too much and they were stuffed. And Charles had always been a bicycle rider, so they decided as a bunch of friends, let's go out and ride this afternoon just to kind of burn some of this food off. And it grew from there. And so they decided to start a ride and came up with the name. And his daughter came up with the name Festivelo. So it was a festival, and of course, velo around bicycling, and that's how it became Festivelo. And then from there, it just grew,
Oh,
and
that's
has been a mainstay.
excellent. That's excellent. That's excellent. Talk about some of the entertainment you guys have had in the past. What styles, what variety?
Uh, this year, I know we're having a live band, and a lot of it is 60s and 70s music because that
Sure.
is fits more to the people we have attend. I think just Saturday night this year we're going to have karaoke.
Oh, very cool.
So we had a young band back a few years ago. It was a bunch of young, again, to me, kids, but young men, just tremendous music. And that was probably more of something you'd see in the 90s and the 2000s. We actually had a band come and play, and with people that came and they were teaching the shag, which is kind of more of a local dance in the Carolinas that you hear about. Actually, there was a movie made about it. So there's all kinds of entertainment, everything from rock, country. Um, we even had a guy came one year that was playing while we ate. There was kind of one of these guys that plays all the instruments, where he had a drum between his knees and playing a kazoo and all
Uh-huh.
those things.
Yep, yep.
But Charles Fox, the Fox family, they own Fox Music, which is I think in the fourth generation down in South Carolina, but they're all over. They provide services all over the United States, and one of the things they were able to do is provide find great bands to come in and play for us. So the entertainment we have is really, really good. It's some of the best entertainment you'll find around to Charleston, Walterboro, down in that area. It's really good bands.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's fantastic. All right, couple fun questions for you. And we travel the U.S. We entertain all over. And I asked this question because I like to just get a feel and a grasp. So I'm going to ask you this, Randall. What is the best concert you've ever been to?
Oh my gosh. You're putting me on the spot here. Oh man, I've been to so many. Probably honestly, I always tell everybody I'm more of a kind of a rock and roll guy, but
Yep.
probably the went to was Willie Nelson, and he had Chris Christopherson with him.
Oh,
And oh my gosh, what was the guy that sang "I've Got Two Strong Arms I Can Help"?
yeah, man.
Anyway, they showed up. One of the best concerts ever. Just enjoyed it. So cool, so laid back. Um, gosh, I've been to so many, everything, and very diverse. I kind of like music according to the mood I'm in and what day it is. So probably the Willie Nelson concert that was way back, probably like 1982 or
For
three.
sure. For sure. Okay, dead or alive, you get to have one musical act to come to your event. Money's not an issue. Who would you have?
Oh man, gosh, you're making it hard on me here. Again, but all of us are in this age. The majority of our participants are in the 50s and 60s, and it would have to be somebody from probably the 70s, early 80s. Gosh, I don't know. You think we get the Eagles to come? Are they still?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can get anybody you want. Anybody you
Yeah.
want. That's
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh. If it were me, I'd probably get the Eagles to come. But here's the I tell you the other thing. I actually sat on the stage with Peter Frampton at Red Rock out in Colorado. I enjoyed that. But probably someone like the Eagles would come. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. You've been great. I know you were a little bit under the weather earlier today, and I appreciate your time. I've asked you a ton of questions. This is a segment of the show. You get to ask me a question, and I don't have to be so selfish. What would you ask me?
Well, tell me about yourself. You got in touch with me. It was very intriguing. So tell me about yourself and what you do. I
So,
mean,
yeah, yep. So I'm in full time entertainment. I do country music. We travel all over the U.S. and love what I do. I love the entertainment side as much as I appreciate the musical side of it. Um, we started this podcast in COVID. There were so many venues that were shutting their doors and losing out on opportunity, and that's really how I looked at it. There were other venues who were thriving and figuring out ways to work within the constraints of the 6 feet distance rule and all the things. It was a matter of attitude, and I wanted to share that positive attitude with other people and other venues to help keep their doors open, because number one, it kept my business going. And so that's really where it started. And then from there, after COVID, man, people were ready to go, and they still are ready to go, and they want to travel and
yeah.
they want to try new things. So that's where we're at now, is discovering new events and new festivals where people gather together and for whatever cause or whatever reason, and enjoy themselves and the company of others. And that's really what we're about. So that's kind of what we're doing.
Great. Well, and it sounds like you're traveling the entire USA.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We have a good time. Absolutely, absolutely.
Great. So what it sounds like to me is we have to get you down in Walterboro. I actually live in Raleigh, North Carolina, but I'm one of the directors of the Festivelo.
Right.
But the founders of that are highly involved in many other events going on in Charleston. One of the things they have in Walterboro that they have every year with about 10,000 people to come through in 3 days is called the Rice Festival.
Oh yeah.
And they've completely built a brand new little amphitheater there. They took it to old high school where Forrest Gump was
That's awesome.
videoed where the doctor was checking him out, actually the water fountain and all this there. And it's beautiful, beautiful little auditorium there. We need to get you down to Walterboro, South Carolina, and come down and do some entertainment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That would be fantastic. How do people find out more about your event?
Yeah, they can go to www.festivelo.org. That's Festivelo.org. On that site, that's our website, of course, and you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter,
Sure.
social media platforms. But our website's the best, and there we keep everything up to date of everything we have going on at our event. There.
Okay.
We also there's information about if you're traveling there, where to stay, all the things you can do. As you know, around the Charleston area, there's a tremendous amount of history, and actually in Walterboro is a tremendous amount of history. That was the rice capital of the world, and as you know, they just had the Alex Murdaugh trial there as well. So they've got a little notoriety. Maybe this past year they weren't necessarily looking for.
Yeah.
But tell me this. So you're doing country, and did you say country and western?
Yeah. Country. Yeah.
Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.